Get your mind and body ready to get the most out of your study sessions. Meditation is step 2 of 5 that you can use to get ready to study. This step will take you about 10 minutes. In this video, you're going to learn how meditation can help you dramatically improve your academic performance, make your education a much better experience, and to help you achieve better relationships with friends and family. And on top of that, I will provide you with examples of wildly successful iconic figures who meditate and explain how meditation helps with their success. Meditation, what is it? How do we do it? There are many different kinds of meditation, but in this video, I'm only going to talk about mindful meditation. Think of mindful meditation as a reset button for your brain. It clears out mental clutter, it instantly stops stress, and it allows you to refocus. So basically the way it works is it teaches you to let go of everything, to be in the moment, and then to control the thoughts that you choose to allow into your mind. Most of us spend a huge amount of time, in fact, up to 95% of our time, thinking about things from the past or the future, and usually they're stressful things. And that stress keeps you in a constant state of fight or flight, and it doesn't help you in any part of your life, including your studying. If you're new to meditation, you might think it's spiritual and only monks do it, but it's not. And today, athletes, CEOs, and even gamers use meditation to improve performance. It is true that meditation was started thousands of years ago by spiritual figures like Buddha and Confucius, but it's evolved dramatically since then and is now widely considered a practical tool for well-being. More recently, science has allowed us to understand the connection between mind and body, and today there are plenty of studies out there that show meditation is highly effective. To do meditation, you don't need to be an expert, you don't need to sit up straight with your legs crossed, you don't need a quiet and private place, and you could do it in a minute. Guided meditation apps are a great place to start because you don't need to know anything. You just start the app, follow the instructions as it guides you through actual meditations. The apps will tell you how to sit, how to breathe, how to focus, and anything else that you need to know. I like the Waking Up app. Its guided meditations are 10 minutes, and the app focuses mainly on mindful meditation, but I like that it also gives some exposure to other kinds of meditation. I bought the app for myself simply because it's a great app. You can try the app for free for up to 7 days without even entering a credit card. My disclaimer here is I've had no communication with the company and I received no payment from them. Once you've been doing guided meditation for a while and you feel comfortable with it, you feel like you know what you're doing, you know what to expect, then you can do shorter forms of meditation anywhere, anytime you think you need it. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or unfocused or anxious, you can use any of these new techniques to reset, refocus, and restart yourself at any time. So let's say it's before an exam and you're really nervous and you can't clear your mind, you can't get that out of your mind. You can do 2 minutes of box breathing to bring yourself back down. If you've just experienced a highly emotional moment, you can do 60 seconds of deep breathing to bring your anxiety level down. If you're shifting from one task to another, but you can't seem to get that first task out of your mind, you just keep going back to it, you can do a 60-second 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise to clear your mind. You can find any of these on YouTube and far more, and you can adapt them for your own use. You're going to hear the terms mindfulness and meditation a lot, and a lot of people use them interchangeably, but they don't mean the same thing. So I really want you to understand the difference. So I'm going to explain them now. Mindfulness is a state of being fully aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and your surroundings. Meditation is the formal practice that you use to develop your mindfulness skills. And then another thing you should know is that when you're practicing mindfulness, people refer to that as being in the moment. Meditation, what does it do? How does it do it? Well, if someone were to ask you, why are you meditating? A really simple answer is, it makes your brain signal your body to take you from a high stress state to a calm state. And when that happens, it lowers your stress and your anxiety. Now, as a student, when you lower your stress and anxiety, you increase your focus and your energy. And then when all that happens, the most remarkable thing about this is it dramatically increases your ability to learn. And so as a student, what do you get out of this? It means you produce a much higher quality work in a much shorter period of time. Now I'm going to dive deeper into how your body actually responds to meditation. It's a bit on the technical side, but I really felt it was important to help you to understand that there's actually science behind this that backs up the benefits of meditation, and that meditation actually makes physiological changes to your body. So to start with, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, it stimulates your vagus nerve, and it activates your prefrontal cortex. Your activated parasympathetic system counters your sympathetic nervous system. And your sympathetic nervous system is what gets your brain, your nervous system, and your endocrine glands to work together to create adrenaline and cortisol. And both of those are hormones that your body generates in fight or flight response when you're under high stress and high anxiety. Next, let's talk about your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve connects your heart and your brain. And when it's stimulated, it does two things to lower your stress. One, it generates acetylcholine, and acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter that counters adrenaline. And the second thing it does is it signals your HPA axis to produce less cortisol. Finally, there's your brain's prefrontal cortex. When it gets activated, it sends a message to another part of your brain to release dopamine and serotonin. But it doesn't stop there. It goes on to lower your amygdala activity. Think of your amygdala as a command center for fear and stress within your body. Now I'm going to talk about the hormones that I've been mentioning. On one hand, we have adrenaline and cortisol. And those are the ones that your body generates in response to fight or flight. Those are the ones we want to lower. On the other end, we've got dopamine and serotonin. Those are the feel-good ones. And those are the ones you want to raise. Now, adrenaline and cortisol are always present in your body, but in small amounts. It's when you get the spike, that's when you're spiraling out of control with stress and anxiety. When you have high concentrations of cortisol, it can cause damage to your brain's hippocampus, which is your brain's memory center. So that can cause forgetfulness and fatigue. It can also reduce neuroplasticity, which is your ability to adapt and learn. So then maybe you can't learn new material, you can't absorb it, and you can't apply it. And the other thing it can do is it just flat out cause a memory overload, which leads to brain fog, indecision, basically you can't make a decision, and lack of focus. High levels of adrenaline can also make it difficult for you to learn in a couple of ways. It makes it difficult for you to encode and retrieve new information. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So let's say you're reading a paragraph and it's after a very highly stressful situation, maybe even a confrontation. You sit down to read this paragraph, you get done reading it, and you're like, you know what? I have no idea what I just read. Okay, we would call that passive reading. And what that means is this information never got encoded into your memory. The other thing that a lot of adrenaline, too much adrenaline, can cause is a decreased capacity of your working memory. And remember, your working memory is where you do your problem solving. So in your working memory, you have your complicated problem, and then you have information that you need in order to solve the problem. Maybe some numbers, some language, some words, whatever. And the size of the working memory is already not that large. And then when you decrease that, obviously that will make it difficult to solve the problem. Now I'll talk about the feel-good hormones, dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine will improve your motivation and your satisfaction, and serotonin will improve your mood and your impulse control. So what these hormones do is they basically put you in a state of mind where you actually feel like sitting there and studying and doing a good job while you're studying. Meditation. Who does it and why do they do it? Tony Robbins said, if you want to be successful, find someone who's achieved the results that you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. So let's take a look at some super successful people who meditate and find out what they have to say about why they do it. A lot of top business executives meditate and they just make it part of their daily routine. You got Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey, and they all meditate. And when you ask them why, they say, hands down, gives them a competitive edge by helping them stay focused, helping them make better decisions, and helping them to better manage their stress. A lot of top athletes meditate. You got Tom Brady, Michael Phelps, LeBron James, and they all meditate. And when you ask them why, they say it's for stress, focus, and improved performance. But they also use meditation very specifically to visualize their performance during games. And then when they play the game, they play according to how they visualized. Navy SEALs meditate. David Goggins, a former Navy SEAL and author of Can't Hurt Me, Master Your Mind, and Defy the Odds, he meditates for 10 minutes every day to build clarity and focus. In general, Navy SEALs practice various forms of meditation to stay fully present, to reduce stress and anxiety, and especially to reduce emotional reactivity and to maintain peak performance under extreme conditions. The takeaway from all this is, look, you're already spending all this time on your education. You get up in the morning, you get ready to go to school. Then you spend all day in school. Then you come home, you recover from being in school. Then you do your homework from school. Then you go to bed so you can get up and be ready for school the next day. Why not make it the best experience possible? Why not get the best improvement that you can get for the time that you're putting in? This way, you can see what you can truly achieve. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it was helpful, consider liking it and subscribe to my channel so you can stay updated on the most recent content. You can also drop a comment below because I'd love to hear your thoughts and any suggestions you might have for future videos.